Flosstube. Welcome to ShadyTreezStitchers. I'm Lisa.
I'm Jenny.
This is Jenny in person. And this is the Shady Tree. We're on the back veranda at Shady Trees Stitcher Retreat. We've got a retreat this weekend with a couple of the members of the ShadyTreezStitchers, and you'll get to meet them in another video. But this video is all about meeting the infamous Jenny. So this is Jenny. So we're going to just go through the normal sort of program. Most of this focus will be about Jenny. You will hear, unfortunately, some little things. There's lots of big shady trees around here. They're dropping things on us. We have a corrugated roof here. We're at a place in a suburb called Hawk's Nest, which is about 2 hours north of Sydney, and it's on the beach, and it's a really, really great location. So this is actually the hub of ShadyTreezStitchers, and this is why we are ShadyTreezStitchers. So it's so exciting to be here. Okay, so I think we'll start with some finishes. We have some finishes. Last weekend, I was a crazy lunatic. I participated in Jen Lee's 24-hour stitch-a-thon. Loved it, had a ball. I didn't do 24 hours. I knew I wouldn't. I have a life as well, so I had to do things. And I spent most of my 24 hours on virtual stitches. Unfortunately, I only let 10 people on at once, but I was really excited, Jen, because I was one of those 10 for most of the time.
Very good. Very good.
And had a great time, made a couple of really cool new friends, caught up with other ones that I've made. I just love the friendliness of this community. It's really, really great to meet like-minded people all over the world. So more about them on other future episodes, but I stitched and stitched and stitched, and I finished my Easter egg hunt sampler. It is just so beautiful with all its cross stitches and specialty stitches. Look at that variegation in the heart hanger, in those eyelets. I'm really bad for terms of things, but it was really, really nice to get to see them. Look at that cute little bunny. I'm really proud of him. He's my first ever petite point. So I had done some of the other fancy stitches before, and my goal when I started this at the beginning of the year, I believe Jenny set me the goal. Why did you say I should pick this one to do, Jenny?
Because it wasn't very wide, so she'd be able to get a lot done quickly.
That's right, and I was going to finish it before Easter, she reckoned. Although that was in my old me, where Jenny thought that would be all I'd stitch on, and that would be it, and I'd get it finished by Easter. Like, yeah, I'm pretty fast. I'd get that done by Easter. Then I found Flosstube, and you guys have met the new me, so that's pretty cool.
And you found all the various different challenges on Facebook and things like that.
Oh yes. Anyway, we'll get to them later.
Yep.
There's lots of them.
Yep.
So I did make a short video during the 24-hour challenge. It's pretty boring. I meant to do it every couple of hours, but I was having way too much fun on virtual stitches that I've only put a few. So I think the whole video is 5 minutes, but well, it's up there anyway. You got to see my progress. So some of this does duplicate that, so sorry about that. So that was my finish that I had. And then I went to camp last week, didn't get a lot done. I did stitch, but I was at school camp. So I worked my little backside off since I arrived at the retreat on Friday night. Go away, clunky noises. And I have got 2 finishes. This one, I can't see what it looks like. Thank you, Jen. There you are. That is the Frog Princess from the Cross Stitcher Fairy Tale Sal. So I have got my January, February, March and April all finished on that. So that will be an ongoing thing. So she's beautiful, and I'm really loving the way they look. And I'm really pleased I have a beautiful young lady who's going to love getting this at the end of the year. So yes, that is really cool. And I also have been working very hard on my Painted Orphan Sal. And my Painted Orphan Sal, there we go, look at that one. How cool is that house? I felt like blue was what was needed. And can I just say, I'm not promoting for any reason other than I like this and a lot of people have commented. Go to Ships Manor. If you are enjoying seeing me do this sal, jump on. It's seriously, it's something like $10 for the pattern. PDF pattern comes to you every month in the email, and you get a really cute little house, and you just pick your own threads. So I'm really, really impressed with how that's going. I've got a heap more framework to do, but that's okay. So there you go. Those are my finishes. So I'm going to hand over to Jenny. Now Jenny has only been stitching again, like me, recently. She's been having a whole rest of other life, which, you know, I'm sure will come out in time.
Yes.
Our intention, as I've said originally, is that we want to try and do these often together, but we're not often together, so we're going to try and do the split screen thing,
Yes.
you know, as often as we can. Well, the rest of the time you're just stuck listening to me, but that's just the way it is. Too bad, so sad. But if you like me, keep subscribing because it makes me really happy. And if you don't like me, scroll on by. All right, Jenny, what would you like to share?
Okay, so I thought I would bring along, I've got a couple of pieces that I think are the first two that I ever did. So this was the very first one that I did. I think it's the Kate Greenaway pattern. I was, I don't know, 13 or 14 when I did that. And, oh, thank you. I'm gonna pull out and just show the back as well.
Yeah,
Because
pretty
for
great.
my very first go,
Pretty impressive.
I thought that was actually pretty good
Yeah, that's
for a very
awesome.
first go.
Look at how neat that was for your first go.
And as someone else pointed out to me recently, it's on even weave too. It's not Ada.
Yeah.
So for a very first piece, that's I didn't know any different at the time.
You're not starting with baby steps. You just jumped right into the deep end.
Yes, yes. And then I think this was my second piece, frame homemade by my mother. It was a much brighter green velvet ribbon to start with to match the girl's dress. It's faded,
over time.
but again, that was 30 something years ago. So
We're getting old, Jen.
I know.
Look
I
how
know.
neat your stitches were, even back then. That is just awesome. I mean, I've always known you're a beautiful stitcher.
Thank you.
Jen and I, we've known each other since primary school. We weren't friends because we were a year or so apart at school, and then Jen's changed schools. But we kept reconnecting through our life at different points. And one of the things that reconnected us was actually cross stitch. And so we bonded through our cross stitching, and we used to get together. I'd say at least once a month to come over and have a cross stitching day. And we used to enter things in the Sydney Royal Easter Show and win ribbons. So as we go through our journey and show you more of our projects along the way, we'll share with you some of them. Unfortunately, mine are mostly boxed, but very exciting.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so is that all your finished?
That's all the finishes that I have to show today.
Well, that's a good starting point, Jen. Start at the beginning. That's a long time ago. Oh my goodness, that's so hilarious.
I have to start somewhere.
Well, we might move on to whips.
Okay.
Now, I'm really excited that my whips, I still only have 6. I mean,
At the moment.
at the moment, yeah, that's about to change. We know this. Mania is coming. But I started the year with, well, probably 2. One little project and my one, what was it, the St. Paul's Fair or whatever the Shepherd's Bush one is, that I had given up on doing because I couldn't see, but then I discovered magnifiers and now life is so much better and I've got my stitchy bug back. So as I said, I went to school camp. And at school camp, I knew I'd have a bit of time for stitching because I have a sore foot. I couldn't do a lot of the activities like the mud run, the horse riding, the bushwalk, all those sorts of things. And I've got year 11, so that's like 16, 17-year-olds. I imagine it's probably junior high, junior, I don't know. Junior, senior.
Yeah.
I don't know, second last year of school.
Yes.
So they've got one more year to go. They're pretty old. They think they're older than they are, but that's a whole nother story. You don't want to hear school stories. Anyway, I got told that I would be on the babysitting duty of anyone who was sick. And yeah, there was always someone who didn't want to do it. So I was babysitting all the time, but I could stitch while I babysat. So I took my Snow Angel by Brooks Books, and I got 1,500 stitches done on my Brooks Books Snow Angel. She has almost a face. She has 2 wings and a lot of dress. And this is using, I don't know if you can see, a lot of tweeted and variegated threads in there. Now I've got a question for you in Flosstube, because Jen and I were discussing this and we are not experts. Is tweeting where you put 2 strands of different colours together
And do complete crosses
and
with
do
those
complete
two?
crosses, or where you do one cross in blue and one cross in red?
for example.
like top and bottom stitch. So which one is
Tweeding.
tweeding, and what was the other one we said?
I
I can't remember the other name. Anyway, we know they have different names. Which one's the tweeding and which one is just, I don't know, variegating it or something? Anyway, so 1,500 stitches. She was a lot of homework. I had to do 500 stitches this week. Oh, I was so pleased Magical Stitches had easy homework this week. 500 stitches on 2 projects that are screaming for your attention. So this one screamed for my attention, thank goodness, because it was the only one I could take to camp. I didn't know what I'd be stitching in. I didn't want to take anything big and it was going to get dirty. So this one I did my 500 for that, and I also then decided to do a year-long project, which is 1,000 stitches for Zambini's mother got married 7 times. Because for me, that looks like a wedding dress.
Yeah, I can see that.
A very fancy fairy wedding dress,
Yes.
but it's a wedding dress.
Yeah,
So
fair
that's, I'm hoping, going to be my Zambini. So I did 1,500 stitches while supervising at camp. Sammy, my job's almost as good as yours for once. Anyway, so that was that one, and I also used it for my homework for the semi-stain stitches, this or that, some long thing which is not counting. Had to do stitch on something that was beauty or a beast, and obviously she's a beauty. So that was that one. That's my whip there. So she's going back into the rotation. I obviously have my Painted Orphan Sal, my Fairy Tale Sal. They're going to be continuing.
And you've got your other...
Well, yeah, I've got my Love Story Sal. So my Love Story Sal, I have not done anything more to this one, but just because you want to know which one I'm talking about, there it is. Really enjoying this. This is the one that didn't get accepted for my homework a few weeks ago about Muggle studies. But then someone pointed out, because it didn't get accepted for that homework, I can use it for... Yeah, so I'm actually thinking this might be a good one for Lily and James dating.
Yes, I think that would be quite fitting.
Yeah, and I'm sure to do enough stitches in it to make it 1,000. So I'll just have to continue working on it for that. So that's actually... Well, getting close to my next one. I think the new pattern came out yesterday, so I have to check on my email. And I don't have good reception here at Shady Trees. No. So this will actually take a few days to upload, but that's okay when I get home. Oh, there's the beautiful birds. Oh, let's see, there could be maybe rainbow lorikeets. They're a traditional Australian bird, I think, and they're gorgeous, and they're very noisy though. You can hear them. So I do apologise for the volume. Hopefully it's all right.
It's Australian ambience.
Yeah, well, one thing I'm really keen to do in these Flosstubes is that there is so many people from all around the world, and we take our lifestyle for granted. Probably. So if I can share a couple of Australianisms,
yes,
why not?
Okay,
I'm an Aussie.
Yep,
I'm a proud Aussie.
Me too.
I know, it's the only way to be. Okay, so anyway, that's my Love Story Sal, so that's on my plans and my whips. And then I've also... Thanks to the lovely Sarah from ShadyTreezStitchers from Nova Scotia in Canada. She's convinced me to join a stitch along with her. I'm behind, it's April, and I'm going to join the Clouds Factory Humans After All stitch along, because I just need another project in my life.
Yeah, well.
But I love it, and what I really, really love about it, I will insert a picture just so you know which one I'm talking about here. But I want to do... the project because there's not a lot of things I can stitch for my son, and I really think the historical figures and things will make that one quite a good one for him. My daughter's going to get the fairy tale sale at the end of the year, so great, now I'll have one for him. Well, I could give him the houses, but I don't think you really like the houses.
No.
Okay, so that makes me 4, 5, and my I've got my Home of a Quilter, which I'm very pleased to say is really getting close. It's still on the Q-snap, but I've only got to do filling in these bits at the bottom, filling in these little bits of the quilt here. I think 3 plates are there, and there's sort of 2 outfits hanging up there, and it's done. So I know this is sort of jumping into plans a bit, but I'm going to get that finished in April. I'm on school holidays now for 2 weeks. I know, Jen.
I'm not. I'm not a school teacher.
What are you, Jenny?
I'm an accountant and I work for a corporate governance company, which sounds really boring, and it kind of is, but you know, it's work.
I have to say
it pays for my stitchy stuff.
And I think there's a lot of people, I've noticed that a bit of a trend in stitching on Flosstube is that There's quite a few of us who are teachers, nurses, and accountants.
Well, I think as an accountant, I'm very good with patterns and following not designs, but following patterns. And a lot of people say when I tell them that I do cross stitch, oh wow, you're so artistic. It's like, no, I'm just very good at following patterns. It's colour by numbers.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It is. Stitching by
yes.
symbols.
Yes.
No, so we enjoy that. So I think it suits. Okay, and my last whip. Also, it'll make Miss Sarah from Notice to Go Share happy. She'll be so thrilled I'm talking about her. I'm not, but that's just bad. Anyway, hello as well to other Jen as well, because we spent a lot of time last weekend.
Okay, you'll have to introduce
I
me
know
to
I
other
will.
Jen.
My Christmas town. Look at how it's going. I did a lot of stitches of this during the 24-hour stitch along. I used it for quite a few homeworks last week. Because I did my video on Friday night last weekend, I honestly don't remember exactly where I'm up to with the homework from that. So if I haven't filled you in on something, sorry. But I'm really happy because that's the whole pattern there. And you can see I've got one building to go and a bit of stuff down the bottom and then the gold thread and it'll be done. And because I'm really enjoying doing this frosted pumpkin, that's one thing that made me think I might do the Clouds Factory, because the frosted pumpkin and the Clouds Factory are different, but they've got sort of the similar sort of people, and I don't mind
Similar
those.
style a little bit. Yeah.
And full crosses, easy stitch. So yeah, so I'm really happy with my progress on that, and I'm thinking. So that was my other 500 stitches for a piece that was screaming for my attention. But the other thing in my plans is that I might actually use this for, if I do 1,000 stitches on it, for Dumbledore putting out the lights in Privet Drive, because across here, where you can't see at the moment, there's a whole string of lights strung up, lanterns
Christmas
or lights.
lights.
Yeah, but they're a lot more like lanterns or street lanterns, so
yes.
I'm hoping that...
So more Privet Drive-ish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and also for my Stitcher games, I'm going to use this one for this week's homework, which is lucky because I haven't had any time to work on it. But I had to stitch on something that requires power.
Yes.
And like I probably said last video, this requires power of so many different types. It requires electricity because it's a city. It requires magical power because I haven't done them yet. There's little reindeer here. Ooh. And they need magic power to fly. Yes. It requires the magic power of Christmas for children to believe in Santa Claus. And
big children too.
Well, we definitely do.
Yes.
Because Santa's the best thing in the world.
Christmas is the best thing in the world.
Yeah, I know.
Santa's part of that.
Can I say, I love Christmas. And you know, you haven't seen my Christmas. Jenny loves Christmas even more. Another thing we've bonded over, really, isn't it?
Yep. If I ever do all of the Christmas ornaments, like cross-stitch kits that I have, I will need to buy a second Christmas tree to put all my cross-stitch stuff on. But that's okay. I don't mind.
Jenny has a glass cabinet. But look, during the course of these videos, you'll get to see tours of Jenny's place and my place. We just really wanted to introduce you to each other at ShadyTreezStitchers, so you know where the name comes from. And that's why. So let's look at your whips, Jen.
Okay, so I have 4 whips here. Some are very, 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 very close to being finished. So this one is a Dimensions kit. I've been doing one of the bookmarks. I've done all of the cross stitch. I just have to do French knots and back stitch to finish it so that the flowers actually look like flowers.
Do you want to show your back on that one? Jen has very, very neat backs. I'm very proud of Jen's backs. Always have been. And the reason you're doing a bookmark, Jen...
this was going to be an Easter show entry about 10 years ago when I didn't finish it in time. And then
before I moved to Tamworth and we stopped entering because I wasn't there to commission you to do it.
Yeah, and so I sort of put it aside and never... But I've in the last couple of years, I've got back into trying to finish this one off. I've done the back stitching that you can see, the border bit, which was kind of fun actually. Yeah. Slightly different sort of back stitch to what I've done before. And then the kit comes with, as you can see, the gold thread to make the tassel and the little, up the top, the little metal thing so that you can turn it into a bookmark. Although I've always wondered about cross-stitch bookmarks. Don't they end up being a bit too fat to actually put in your book?
Well, I guess it depends what you like. Yeah, each to their own.
Yes.
And
Okay, and then this one was a thank you for having me present from Lisa one time when she came to stay. It's my first biscornu. It's on 18 count, so it's been a little bit slow going because it's just that little bit more delicate. Oh, this one I probably need to put white paper behind. So I have done a little bit. The other problem with it, no, I've got to go that way. The other problem with it being a biscornu and having the flowers spread out is that I have to be really careful about hiding my ends so that when I create the biscornu that you're not going to see coloured bits of thread underneath. So I've been using the loop start for a lot of these so that I don't have long tails to try and hide.
Yep, that's great.
Okay, another one I've been working on for a while that is almost finished. That's the pattern picture. It's a field of poppies and I have done most of it. I just have a little bit left over here to do. This one I had done a cross stitch for my mother for a birthday present, and it was a Paula Vaughan design, and if anyone knows what her designs are like, very intricate, lots and lots of colours, something like 12 or 15 colours of backstitch.
Yep.
And when I finished that one, it's like, I need something that is simpler and easier. And so this one is all whole crosses and absolutely no backstitch.
Oh, I just love that one, Jen.
And it comes with its own mat board so that when you make it, it's like looking through a window. And I have another one in the series that's a field of lavender, and it has a slightly different shaped window. So that will be really cool.
Gorgeous. I just really love them.
Yes. And then I had a new start yesterday.
Yay! Do you know how long it's taken her to get this new start started? We had a stitching retreat a year ago, and she was going to start this new start, and she started doing bobbinating.
And I prepared the material. This will be for one of my nephews. So I have two brothers. They both have kids. I've done one nephew and one niece. I've done their cross stitches already. So this is for middle nephew. It's going to take me a while. It's a Teresa Wentzler design, and this is what brought up the discussion about, is it tweeding if you have two strands of two different colours? Because there are only 93 colours in this, but
only
93 separate colours. But when you take into account all of the tweeding, there are lots and lots of different variations. So I haven't got very far yet. That is what I did yesterday.
Yay!
I'm doing my first attempt at parking. I figure because it's quite an intricate pattern and lots and lots of confetti, and so I'm having my first go at parking. And so that's for one nephew, and I figured that one, it's because it's on even weave and because there's so many different colours, it's going to be quite intense, and so I need something as a bit of a respite from that. So I will do that one until it drives me nuts, and then I will switch to doing Beatrix Potter for another nephew. Now I have done this one before for oldest nephew, so I have a clever friend who has a reverse photocopier or something, so she's actually reversed the patterns for me, so you can see my writings over here, my writings backwards. She has photocopied it the other way, so I can still do the same pattern, but these animals will be on that side and these ones on that side, so it won't be exactly the same as oldest nephew's one.
It's lovely, and I must say I really love with the this one, like, even though it's a hell of a monstrosity, Jenny likes to do hell of monstrosities. She does them very well, and we'll get to them in future videos. But worst case scenario, it's going to be an awesome 21st present.
He's 15 at the moment. I have time.
There is form though, but she's going to be stitching more because her life is about to go through a couple of changes, and she's got more time for stitching. Plus she's going to have me on her back because we're going to be wanting to have some progress shots every month probably for Flosstube.
Yes.
So with that, any other plans for you, or is that sort of ties in your plans?
Well, once I've finished the bookmark and the poppy one, because they're quite close to being finished, I do have a couple of other whips, although another one is also a rather large Teresa Wentzler one, but it's one for me, and so I think I should actually every so often devote some time to that, because I I have done a lot of cross stitches, and I would say 75% of them I've given away. I've done one for my mum, I've done for cousins, little girls, I've done one for a friend's wedding. I haven't done too many for me. And also I have another friend who this year she's done her first ever entry in the Easter show. And so that's kind of getting me thinking I should be getting back into doing that as well. So I've got a year till next year's Easter show, so I can start making plans on what I want to do for that one.
Well, I think we should make a plan together.
Okay.
That we should go back into entering our Easter shows, because we do work that's of the right level.
Yes. Well, I think your Easter egg sampler could be a wall hanging for the Easter show.
Well, that's true. So I just have to read the rules and see what I can do about mounting. Because the biggest problem is when you do some of the cross stitches, you can't frame them or anything because they want to see the back, obviously, which is...
You can't even wash them.
No. So that's not a problem.
No.
But you just have to know about that before you do it and plan ahead. The reason why we picked bookmarks originally was we realised that there was not many people entered in them. And as I said, in future videos, we'll share with you our previous successes. Okay, so we are here at the first official Shady Trees Stitcher retreat. Our plan is hopefully to have these about every maybe 6 months, if we can.
Yep.
That's the plan. And Jenny and I sort of had an unofficial one in January where we set up the plans to start Flosstube and all that. So I guess that was sort of the first one, but it wasn't an official run.
No.
So...
But there were 3 stitches there that day.
There were 3 stitches. There was Jenny, there was me, and there was my daughter who has just started cross stitching, which is very exciting. And she's going to bound in any minute because my husband's bringing them over. So hopefully we can get this done before they get here. Anyway, we plan to have it here. It's just my house, my beach house. It's only got 7 beds.
Only.
But the point is we can't run a big retreat or anything.
No.
So we're just planning for our little group of people we know, have them round. If they can come, our little group's growing a bit. It's just people we actually personally know who
are relatively local.
Yeah. Although you'll get to meet in the next video, because I'm going to do a second video today while we're here and introduce you to 2 of the other members of the ShadyTreezStitchers. But we're going to, we'll talk about them when we get there.
Yep.
So because of that, one of them, the lovely Louise, was incredibly kind and generous. And she brought us, she's been cleaning out her stash. And she said she put this big display on the table. Let me insert photo here. Of the stuff that she doesn't want anymore. Patterns she stitched, threads she didn't want, I don't know, a whole bunch of things. It looked like a stitching shop. It looked like an LNS.
Yes.
A Hawk's Nest LNS, believe it or not. And so she brought us a bunch of stuff. She said, look, seriously guys, you take it. I don't want any money for it. So Stitchy Kindness, we love Stitchy Kindness, but we don't just, want things for the sake of having things. No. So she had enough there. She said, if we don't take it, it's going in the bin. I said, you could sell it. You could put it on, whatever, and sell it. She went, nope, don't want to do that. Don't have time. She has a very crazy life, even crazier than mine, I think. So we decided we'd better rescue a lot of the stuff, and we'll go through it. Some of it's for us, some of it's for just the sake of rescuing, and I have a whole pile for the giveaway pile. Oh my goodness. Anyway, more about our giveaway a bit later, because we are celebrating our over 100 subscribers officially today, and we do have a winner, but we will get there. Okay, so do you want to do yours first, Jen?
Okay, so I got some lovely specialty threads. I'm just trying to get them into bundles. So these ones are all Stitches and Spice. So I have some pretty colours, and that one's a slightly different one, but in case you haven't worked out, I really like blue, so I'm sure I will be able to make use of that.
Can I just say, we didn't plan our outfits,
no,
but don't they go really well together today?
And then these ones are 6-strand sweets, which I had never heard of before, but they also have lots of pretty colours, some plain colours, some, oh, I dropped one, some variegated, so they're all very pretty, and one, the dye is cast. Very clever. Play on words. There you go. I like that. That's a What colour does they say that one is?
Well, I don't know.
They're not telling me.
I'd call
some
it a
kind
fawn.
of yeah, but so a very useful kind of colour to have. Now, as Lisa has said, we like Christmas, so I was very excited to get this one.
And I'm looking forward to getting it after she stitched it, because
Yes.
I saw it too and went, that's right, you have it first, I've got other
Yes,
ones.
you can have the pattern when I'm
And
done.
she can Stitchy Kindness me the pattern after.
Yes, and then we've got, there's only 2 sections of this. I think it's supposed to be a quilt, but that's all right. I'm sure I can make use of it. Another little tiny Christmas one, just in case you can't quite read the writing. It says, I love Christmas shopping. Or actually, I think I said, I love to go Christmas shopping, which is true.
I'll show the chart.
So there's a free chart for this little angel. There's a bag, which I can make to put more of my stash in.
I'm just sifting through the pile.
Yep, Mystic Stitches, that one.
That's
Looks
beautiful.
like-
And that sort of flower is very you.
Yes, and not just because it's blue.
But the type of flower as well. Jen loves
Yes.
those flowers.
Yes. My soul is fed by needle and thread. I thought that was
That's
quite
gorgeous.
appropriate.
I want that one too, please.
Yes. This one I have rescued for a friend of mine who loves cats.
I love those colours. That blue just pops out.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
And this beautiful book, which has a series of French fashions that I thought would be
Very
pretty
nice.
cool.
Yes, very nice.
So
awesome.
that
And a
was
couple
my-
of other pamphlets and things.
Yeah,
So
paper pattern, like
yeah.
pulled out of
Nothing
magazines.
worth
and
showing
stuff.
you,
No,
but
no.
wow. I mean, that's just that was Jen's Stitchy Kindness from Louise. As I said, you're going to meet Louise. I think a lot of you know her. She comments on a lot of Facebook groups and Flosstubes. So kind. So
I know.
Jen and I, it was so cute. We were sitting there. We should have filmed it. I felt like we were at primary school playing a card game or something. We laid all the threads out on the, well, first of all, Susie, who's another friend who's here, she got first dibs on the threads, which is fine. She took all the colours she liked. So we then laid out all the threads. So here's my selection of 6 stitches. Look at all those variegations. And we were there going, you choose one, I choose one, you choose one. And we were just picking.
Well, that way it's fair.
It's fair. And look, you know, it doesn't matter because, oh, there's one Jen's got. Jen, I have kindnessly given Jen my Easter egg hunt sampler to do because she wants to try the specialty threads. And this one here, which is called Jelly Beans, is almost exactly one of the variegators that she needs to do for that sampler. So she had to have that one for that. And then she's going to pass it on to Louise because she wants to do it too. But
The pattern.
yeah,
Yes.
pattern. So
Yes.
but that thread will come with it because she needs it for
Whatever's
that.
left over, yes.
So I have got those ones. Also, a week's dye work. For me, it's really exciting to see these threads because I've heard so much about them and I've never seen them. Being a mostly kit person, this one is a Moe's sale, but look at the colours. It's a bit scrunkled up, but look at that. All you people who like patriotic American things would love that. Red, white, and blue. They're the colours of our flag too. We're red, white, and blue too, even though we're green and gold. We like both.
Yes.
And then these ones are gorgeous from Dinky Dyes, which I believe used to be Australian. How can Dinky Dyes not be Australian?
Yeah.
There's a pearl, and because I do the other types of embroidery, I can see how I'd use that. A pearl 12 and a pearl 8. So that's my thread stash from Louise, which was very exciting. Then I got so many different things. We also, during the time of the retreat, took a minute to sort out my mania. For mania, I'm going to do 31 pieces. Don't look at me like that, Jen. I'm going to do 31 pieces.
No, you're going to start 31 pieces.
I'm going to do a piece each day.
Yes.
But I'm not starting 31 new pieces because
No.
I'm not quite that big a lunatic. I am going to include, so I've got my 4 Sals, and I've got, currently I've still got my Snow Angel. She'll be probably still going. My
And
Christmas
Christmas,
Town's
yep.
probably still going. And I'm really hoping in my plans to finish the Quilters, when did that finger? Quilters one. Quilters one. This month so that it won't be part of my whips. So that's 6
Already.
already.
Yes.
Um,
That still means you need 25 more.
yes. Anyway, that's all right. There's another video now coming with that.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the Stitchy Kindness from Louise has made it into the whip pile. That's why I'm mentioning it.
Yes.
So, mostly because I need some new. Look at this. Prairie schooler. Mary had a little lamb. Isn't that cute? Look at that little schoolhouse. Even though we're Australian, we do still like the old-fashioned American. Like, seriously, Little House on the Prairie is one of my all-time favourite shows. That's just me. I love it. So yeah, come up with a bunch of stitches on that. Just challenge people. And I know there'll be an ornament thing later, but just for now, for another little one, little Christmas tree ornaments. And you'll see all these in more details in a minute. When I do, thank you, Jen. When I do another Prairie Schooler pattern, and I think I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do one of them. I'm not going to worry about the materials or anything yet until I do my mania one. And look at this one from the Threads That Bind Us. That's a nice, beautiful, sort of prim, old-fashioned American style one. So those four have made it into the mania pile. Then, oh my goodness, did I have fun shopping at the Louise Stitchy Kindness store. This is so me. This is a full Denlin kit. Oh, yeah. The Needlework Shop. The Needlework Shop. Look at those beautiful things. I'm in love. I'm going to have to start it after Mania.
After Mania. Okay.
And she also gave me a gift because she knows that I like stitching on linen and even weave. And can I just show you to start with?
Yes.
There's the full kit with a gorgeous piece of 28 count antique white even weave. But it's funny, it looks greenish from out here, doesn't it? Nah. Anyway, so this is a butterfly kit, which actually, yeah. It's pretty much full coverage, but with half crosses. So that is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Louise. You are so generous. I'll add that to my pile of stash to be done. And for my daughter. Look at that.
So cute.
So cute. Gonna be quite easy. Just need to put a piece of Ada with it. She's not up to Ada yet, but she's getting there soon. So it's so cute. It's got all the threads and everything for it though. So, and then a whole bunch of patterns that I just couldn't let go of the bin. Another one of these. Lovely.
You do like your houses.
I do like my houses. I'm going to do the whole series of them. And I love these. This is a series of, I'm not really what they are. They're a series of embroiderers. So we have the medieval embroiderer pattern, the Italian Renaissance embroider, and then with the embroiderers come a bunch of angels, the Florentine angel, the Arcadian angel, the Coventry angel. I feel like I'm channeling you, Belinda, Aussie Stitcher. Angel's Prayer. Look at that. It's a whole bunch of angels there, and also these two, which is the Christmas and Star Angel. So they're going into my stash pile of things that I might get to do in the future sometime before I die. Gorgeous, but can you imagine how long they take? But the rate I'm going, who knows? Yep. These ones are just some beautiful flowers. I actually do like some flowers. I'd never do a bell pull. I might do a wall hanging, but I wouldn't do a bell pull. I don't have a bell to pull. What's a bell pull? Never had a bell pull in Australia. I know what they are, but we don't do bell pulls. Not this one, very me. Look at that. Gorgeous, charming cottage.
I had a look at that one and thought, I think I have one. If it's not that one, it's something very similar.
Well, can I say, I could already have it in my in my storage shed stash, in which case this will be coming into the giveaways. So we shall see.
Yes.
Very pleased with this. Prairie Schooler, Little Red Riding Hood. And it's nice because I don't have much that's sort of, I'm going to say, Halloween-y.
Yes.
I know Little Red Riding Hood is not Halloween.
No, but it's a bit spooky and a wolf.
Spooky and scary and the wolf, yeah.
Yep.
This one, I just love the saying.
Yeah.
Alright. the thread that binds. So it's beautiful. It's probably designed for my husband, but anyway. Shepherdess Angel.
Oh.
She's so cute. And I actually bought some of these. And this one, I don't like the colour at all. Well, this is the owl. But I'm thinking about doing him in a couple of variegateds. That'd be good. I had to rescue a book, Village Scenes in Cross Stitch. It's got a whole bunch of just little cutesy pictures that are so me. And I have no interest in this for mugs. I have no desire to make a cross stitch mug. But then I realised, look at those cute patterns. They make a nice little long cross stitch. Maybe a smalls exchange or something one day when I make it to a real stitchy retreat. I don't know. The Shady Trees Stitchy, we did have all those presents from Louise, which was lovely, and did also I did give each of the members a pair of cute scissors and a needle minder. So oops, Jenny's got one. Oh, there's her needle minder.
Needle minder.
She's got Alice in Wonderland. Yes, I thought that was very Jenny. So that
she wears a blue dress.
Yeah. So that is basically where I was at for all of that. Anything else you want to say about what we've been doing?
Nope. We've been spending all day stitching, staying up late stitching.
Getting up early.
Yes. Giving each other tips. So Louise was the one that sort of gave me some tips on parking. I haven't done it before, but so far so good. Okay, I only have 3 colours parked, but I've only done a tiny little bit of that.
But she started it.
I've started it.
And that's a lot better because, as I said, last year, a whole year ago.
Last year I prepared the fabric. I'd worked out where the middle of it was, and I'd started putting all the threads on bobbins because there needs to be a lot.
Louise is pulling faces in the window at us. It's nearly your turn, so so I'm pleased. I'll hassle Jen. She knows that.
Yeah. Yep.
She'll hassle me back, so it's fair. All right, and the only other thing I have has been my haul. I can't show you my haul. My haul was a whole bunch of fabric from Sew It All. Sew It All's an Australian distributor, I think. Really nice fabric. They have really good kits. You can get a mixed bag of Even Weave or Ada for $28, and you get about 10 different small pieces. You can pick your own, like 5 pieces for $50, so it's only $10 for a fat quarter of whatever. That's great value. And I need to get some bigger pieces. I still need to buy one more now, so there'll be more.
Mania, yep.
For Mania, because because I randomly gifted my 14 count Ada to Susie, because it's just me. I don't like 14 count Ada, particularly not the stiff stuff, and she loves it. But I'm sure that'll come up in the next video.
Each to their own.
So we had the 100 subscriber video giveaway. Thank you so much to those who commented. I actually had more comments that weren't interested in the giveaway, which is really nice that people commented just to comment. Seriously, I'm bad. I forget to comment on Flosstube too, especially if I watch them on TV. I don't find it easy to comment, but if I'm on my iPad or my phone, I can comment easily. You can
comment straight away, yes.
But thank you to all the people who take the time to comment. Thank you for all the subscribers. I'm going to keep doing giveaways, maybe once a month or something. I don't know. I'll just have to see how much postage is from Australia. But from the people who did do it, Jen witnessed my drawing the other day. The subscriber giveaway was getting this DMC book, which I've been told you can't get easily in America. Ooh. Is that right, American people? Because I don't know. I just picked it because it was your spring and there's more of you than there is of us. That one, and with the beautiful little kit, the Debbie Mum I Love My Garden kit. So that is going to Becky Bessendorfer. Becky, can you please comment below? I'll leave my email address so that you can send me your real address, and I'll get that posted off to you as soon as I can. In fact, if you get onto it soon, I've got time this week to get to the post office because I'm on school holidays, as I've already said. I've got to rub it in. So Becky likes to open the doors and the windows in spring. Yeah, I think that's good.
I like that.
So we're this area we're in here is the back veranda with the shady tree. It actually has open, just gauze windows. So it has a solid, like plastic roof, but it has gauze windows. So it's very airy.
It's a screened-in porch.
Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, so thank you again to all our subscribers and friends. We look forward to presenting more of the Jenny and Lisa version of Shady Trees. It's been so nice. You might even occasionally get this in person. In fact,
Yes.
no, not next weekend. It's a bit too soon, probably. Well, you never know.
We'll see.
We'll see. I think we'll be too busy. We're going.
Yes.
We're going to the Easter show to look at that other friend's stitching exhibit, and sit there and go, yes, we need to get ours done next year. And there's a whole bunch of other things at the Easter show. It's a agricultural show, so we get to look at things like wood shopping, look at all the animals. Louisa wants to go on rides, but I'm not interested in that at all. So she's going to find she's got lots of other things to do that aren't rides.
Yep.
Taste test food. And look at that fantastic food display. That's always the highlight of mine.
They have each state does a display, and they've like made a picture out of fruits and grains and vegetables and wool and cotton, and it's
beautiful.
Pretty cool.
If I remember, I'll take a photo and we can pop it in the next video.
Yes.
Because it's worth sharing.
Oh,
It's awesome.
Yep.
So again, thank you so much. I'll be back to you shortly with another video, but from Jenny.
Bye. See you next time.
See you next time.